Welcome into NBA Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham, here on Chat Sports. The NBA is back, and there are a lot of rumors and news items out there for you guys. We're going to go through these one by one, starting with the Greek Freak. Is he not sold on the Bucks long term? Now, this one's interesting. A case study was released, quotes from this case study he participated in from a Harvard professor saying, quote, if we're underperforming, deciding to sign becomes a lot more difficult. Of course, he's got 2 years left on his deal this year and next season. Bucks are expected to offer him that 5-year supermax of $253 million, which he's eligible for after this season. Gonna hit free agency in 2021, but if things don't go well this year, he may not sign that supermax, and that is bad news for the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's get into more details on just exactly what this case study was. So, Harvard professor Anita Elberse hosted it, and basically it was about two main things: how the Bucks emerged from the worst team in the NBA 5 or 6 years ago to the best record in the Eastern Conference last year, and number two, can a small market team like Milwaukee keep a player like Giannis Antetekounmpo? We see stars all the time wanting to go to big markets. Anthony Davis last year forced his way out of New Orleans, getting to the Los Angeles Lakers. There were quotes from Giannis in this. Other franchise members from the Bucks participated in this case study as well. And this feels like it could be Anthony Davis 2.0 if things don't go well. Now, the Bucks are in a much better place than the Pelicans were. Here was the quote from Giannis on his future with the Bucks. Quote, I want the Bucks to build a winning culture. So far, we have been doing great, and if this lasts, there's no other place I want to be. But if we are underperforming in the NBA next year, which would be this season, deciding whether to sign becomes a lot more difficult, close quote. Here was the thought from Bucks owner Jamie Dinan, his response saying, quote, there's no case here if he's like, I'm 100% signing next year. I wasn't in the room when he said it, so I don't know if they goaded him a little bit to kind of get some conflict, close quote. So he's basically saying, look, I don't think this is a big deal. There's no case study if Giannis walks in there and says, yeah, I'm going to be a Milwaukee Buck for life. So I get that, but the quote from Giannis opened some eyes a little bit, in my opinion. Now, here's the contract breakdown for the Greek Freak over the next couple of seasons. Making over $25 million this year, almost $28 next year. Then he can hit unrestricted free agency in 2021 for the 2021-2022 free agency period and that season. And look, this is a critical year for the Bucks. I think they need to win the Eastern Conference, take that next step, and get to the finals to secure Giannis long term. So I'll ask you guys this question: will Giannis stay with the Bucks long term? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I still think it'll be yes, at least for one more big contract, because again, I said, could it be Anthony Davis 2.0? The Pelicans never even won a playoff series. I think they only made the playoffs once when AD, or no, they did win one playoff series, only made the playoffs twice is what it was. The year they did win it was when Boogie came in and got hurt, won a series, then got swept by the Warriors. But don't think Giannis is quite in the same boat. I think he'll stay with Milwaukee long term, but it is something to keep an eye on, especially if the Bucks struggle this season. Now, if you want to bet on Giannis to win the MVP this year, which he's one of the top favorites, obviously, you got to do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet is where you sign up. Use our promo code NBA120. You'll get that 120% deposit bonus. There's not a better deal out there. Giannis is a good bet for MVP. Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, LeBron, those are going to be some good options as well. You got to do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120. Make yourself some money today. Speaking of Anthony Davis, he's hitting free agency next year. Don't expect him to sign an extension during the season unless they are just dominating the Western Conference, which after the first game, it's going to take some time in LA. He's set for free agency. The report coming out recently, Sam Amick of The Athletic had this, says the only way AD leaves is if the Lakers F it up. So basically, unless this season just goes extremely south and they, missed the playoffs or got swept in the first round, then maybe he would consider not re-signing. But so far, so good. They lost the opener to the Clippers, but he played pretty well. 25 points, 9 boards, and 5 assists. It seems like he's meshing with LeBron really well. And again, he forced his way out of New Orleans specifically to get to Los Angeles. So this would have to go extremely, extremely south if Anthony Davis were to leave the Lakers, but it's not a done deal. He hasn't signed an extension yet. He said before he's probably not going to during the season. He's at least going to hit free agency, so keep your eyes on this one as well. I think this one is more set in stone. I would expect Anthony Davis to sign long-term with the Lakers. This is an interesting one. Who will win more titles over the next 5 years? Type L for Lakers, type C for Clippers. Obviously, these are the two teams everybody's talking about in the NBA this year. I can't think of a time where both the Lakers and Clippers in NBA history have been this good at the same time. Over the next 5 years, who's going to win more titles? You got LeBron and AD and with the Lakers. You got Paul George and Kawhi with the Clippers. I'm going to go with the Clippers. Their two stars are younger between the two. Obviously, AD's the youngest, but LeBron's getting older. I think we've seen the best of him, and that Clippers team is loaded. And by the way, they've got Doc Rivers. He's got the advantage over Frank Vogel, in my opinion. Now, are you guys as fired up as I am that the NBA is back? Most teams have played by now. It's fun that the NBA is back. Tired of the preseason nonsense. Real games that count. NBA season is officially here. If you are, subscribe to us here on Chat Sports, youtube.com/chatsportstv. It's the #1 sports content on YouTube. It's Chat Sports. We're plugging out videos almost every single day. Rumors, news, we're doing some highlight stuff. I did my power rankings last week. You got to subscribe here on YouTube, youtube.com/chatsportstv. If you're fired up that the NBA is back, just hit that big red button. Remember the Draymond Green, Kevin Durant beef last year? The thing that happened on the court when Draymond ended up getting suspended, where basically you hear all these stories where they don't like each other anymore and Draymond tells KD to get the hell out of Golden State. Well, he finally opened up about it on Adrian Wojnarowski's podcast. He did admit this, and let's look at this quote here, saying, quote, "Started to tell myself in my mind, wow, Bob Myers is flipping on me. And it just feels like, wow, okay, is this not the guy I've known for all these years? Is he turning on me?" That's, of course, general manager Bob Myers. Also said this, "Started to tell myself all of these things, and then everybody's like, wow, the Warriors sided with Kevin Durant. That was the hardest thing for me because a lot of people don't understand me. Bob does." So Draymond Green, I mean, we started talking about it last year. Maybe he's the odd man out in Golden State. Obviously, Kevin Durant ends up leaving. He goes to the Brooklyn Nets. Draymond gets that 4-year extension, but he admitted that, look, he thought his future in Golden State was in doubt. That 4-year extension starts next season, making under $19 million this year, but 4-year, $100 million extension starting in 2020, and it's backloaded, so he's going to make a lot of money and be with the Golden State Warriors for a very, very long time. And don't be alarmed at that $27.5 million that last year. By then, the salary cap is going to be huge, unless this China thing goes south, but that'll actually be a decent value for Draymond Green. So I got this question for you guys, because we're not going to debate who the better player is. Clearly, Kevin Durant is a better player than Draymond Green, but who's going to win more titles from here on out? Who will win more titles the rest of their career, Draymond Green or Kevin Durant? Type DG for Draymond, type KD for Kevin Durant. This is a tough one. I'm going to say Draymond, because I'm not sure how Durant's going to be after the Achilles and how that's all going to go up in Brooklyn. I still think Golden State has an opportunity here over the next couple of years, so I will type DG. I don't really think either is going to win a lot of titles from here on out, though, so I will reluctantly type DG on that one. But let me know in the comments section. Speaking of the Warriors, could Iggy be heading back to the Bay? Not this season, but next season it feels like a very big possibility, at least to New York Times' Mark Stein. He said in his newsletter recently he thinks it's a virtual lock for Iggy to sign with Golden State next year and finish his career there, maybe sign a 2-year deal and retire with Golden State. Now, as far as this year goes, he's still in limbo with the Grizzlies. He wants out. They don't want to buy him out. They want to trade him, get something back for him. At some point during this season, he's going to end up with a contender, probably the Lakers or Clippers. Golden State can't absorb his contract for this year, so we'll see what happens this year. But as far as next year goes, he appears that it could be heading back to the Bay. Now, here's what he accomplished with Golden State. Obviously, a 3-time NBA champion, 2015 Finals MVP. He was also first-team All-Defense there in Golden State. And to me, he was the glue of the Golden State Warriors. Look, he wasn't part of the Big Three before they got Durant. He wasn't part of the Big Four, but he was the guy that kept it all together. Great locker room guy, tremendous leader. This would be a home run, in my opinion, for Golden State to bring him back next year for a couple more years before he hangs him up. I think that would be a fantastic fit. Which brings me to this question. Associate producer Brett Scott's going to laugh at this one, but Is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer? Type 1 for yes, type 0 for no. It's got to be zero. It's got to be zero. But I will say this: the NBA Hall of Fame is very generous. Like, all fringe guys get in. Like, Chris Bosh is going to get in a couple years. Just wait for it. Do I think Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer? I don't, but he's going to get in. Will Iggy get in? 3 titles, Finals MVP. He's got a shot. I'm going to type 0 for no, but it would not shock me if Andre Iguodala got into the Hall of Fame one day. Now, today's show is also brought to you by the My TV Choice app. If you want to replace commercials on all major sporting events, you got to do it with the My TV Choice app. You can download it for free at chatsports.com/mytv. The app is going to sync up with your Wi-Fi, sync to your smart TV, and when the games go to commercial, you're going to get content from us here at Chat Sports and other outlets. No one wants to see those stupid dating ads or the Geico. I'm so tired of the gecko running around. It's not 2008 anymore. Get sports updates from us here at Chat Sports. It's with the My TV Choice app. Chatsports.com/mytv. Download it for free. It'll sync up to your Wi-Fi and TV. It'll replace commercials forever. It's the My TV Choice app. Okay, last story here. The Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City have been awarded the 2023 NBA All-Star Game. NBA announced that just last night. Salt Lake City has hosted before, back in 1993. Interesting here, Karl Malone, John Stockton they shared All-Star Game MVP, of course, members of the Utah Jazz, so they shared MVP that season at the All-Star Game. Maybe Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert can do the same in 2023, of course, if they are still in Utah. These are the next 4 All-Star Game sites. This season it'll be at the United Center in Chicago, Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis in 2021, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse with Cleveland in 2022, and then of course the Vivint Smart Home Arena in 2023. So Utah getting the All-Star Game 30 years after they had it last time. I'll end on this one. What's your favorite part of All-Star Weekend? Is it the game itself? Is it dunk contest? Is it the three-point competition? Are you weird and watch the skills challenge? If you are, it's okay. Comment below and let me know. I think the dunk contest has made kind of a revitalization the last couple of years. For about 5 years, it was terrible, but the last couple, it's been pretty good. So I'll go with the dunk contest. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section.